Okay, guys, we have quite the early bird real versus fake review. We have the authentic here to the right and the left here of the replication of the Jordan 1 Reimagined Black Toes. So, as usual, we're going to start off with the labels and then move forward to the shoes. Also, keep in mind, don't sell reps as retail. They're just for the toe. That's as far as it needs to go. But we're going to make sure nobody gets scammed out there thinking they're getting this pair when in actuality they're getting that pair. So we're going to go ahead, start off with the authentic box label, and then move forward from there. So here we are with the authentic box label, Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG. You got the color code, you got the description of the colors, and so forth. USA 12, Euro 46, so on and so on. UPC ends in 814. Those are the last three digits. We'll see if the replication matches that. And we'll leave it at this. Clean and crisp as usual. No price tag either. Let's move on to the rep. So here's the rep. As we can see, the label is actually clean. It's not wrinkled or like a bad print job. It's actually quite clear. They did match up the actual color code ending in 106 and the color description down there as well. Also, they missed the mark on the label as it's 914, the last three digits, as the authentic actually showed 814. So they missed that. And if you do scan that with a QR code app or whatnot, it's not going to pull anything up. It will tell you that it's unavailable or something like that. But everything else looks like they pretty much nailed. I can say the length of the tag is actually smaller than the authentic, but the box as usual is smaller than the authentic. So let's go ahead and move forward. So as we already know, boxes are different sizes. Authentic is bigger than the rep. That's usual. They keep it small to save on logistics and so forth. And that's just how it goes for the most part. So let's go ahead here, remove the lids, and compare the internal tissue paper. And as you can see here, we got the Skyline, Air Jordan, got this internal wax tissue paper, got the Nike Wings logo there, there's MJ, and so forth. And in the rep, you also get it as well. There's MJ, got the Wings logo there. Air Jordan, additional photos. So they definitely replicated that, no doubt. So again, you can't just go by the tissue paper, right? Because even if they get it right, there's just so many more details we got to dig through here. But again, tissue paper is, technically too small and so forth. But this size box, you'll get in a different size. Don't get it twisted. This is a size 12 box. Now, in a retail sense, this should be the right size. Now, if someone ordered a size 8 off of Sneakers app or size 6 or 7, so on and so on, it's going to be a smaller box like this most likely. But anywho, let's move forward now and get into the shoes. And one more thing I did want to point out, under the lids here on the replication, we have the Wings logo, of course, with the message here. Special attention, M. Jordan. Special attention, M. Jordan. Aside from the size of the lid, you do see we have the red stamp there, and not on the on the replication. Now, does that mean, oh my gosh, I got a fake? Not necessarily. Again, it's an authentication tactic, but it's not an end-all, be-all. Because some of these shoes aren't always made at the same factories, and to be very honest, on the retail spectrum, apparently there's going to be a lot of these retails releasing through Nike of the Jordan 1 Black Toe Reimagined, so there could be those fluctuations. So again, you could raise an eyebrow if you don't see the stamp, but I wouldn't say automatically that means you got a Fugazi pair. Let's keep it moving. Okay, guys, so we got the authentic to the right, replication to the left. We're going to go ahead, get into it, and start calling out the differences. I'm going to look at the authentic here. It's on my right hand, rep on the left hand. So here we go. Number one, the laces are, you see how the laces look on the authentic versus the rep? Looks like the pattern might be similar on the rep, but also the laces are wider on the actual rep. They're thinner on the authentic. Then having a look here at the toe boxes, nearly identical. And the actual, let's see here, in the actual color of the toe box here, as you can see, again, they're nearly identical as well. Let's look at the positioning of the perforated holes there. Again, this one's a little bit off. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes going down the middle are crooked technically. It's like leaning to the left versus straight down the middle here on the actual authentic. Let's look at the Nike Air on the tongue. And as we can see here, close but no cigar again. The Rep Nike Air, it's like a flat red versus this more of like a darker blood tone red on the Nike Air and the authentic to the right. And it has like a shininess to it, like a gloss to it, versus it flat on the replication to the left. Also, swoosh on the replication here to the left is too small. The authentic is larger. Let's get them here together, as you can see. There we go. And the Air Jordan on the collar there, again, it is slanted opposite of the replication. That's because we have a left shoe and we have a right shoe. They both slant the opposite direction, so that's not a call out for an authentication. I'll just say that now. But the Air Jordan is darker, stronger embossment into the shoe versus the authentic, and the text is a little bit different as well. Looks like it's not like per se, yeah, the text should probably be a little bit bigger, but looks to be just a hair minor difference of a text. Let's see here. Midsoles match. I'll give them that. It might be a hair darker on the replication, but we'll give them that. It's not a major difference. Toe boxes. Looking at the mudguard. Again, the replication is overscaled. The authentic, obviously, is what the authentic is. So the mudguard's a little bit bigger on the replication. However, the replication has a little bit more of an aerodynamic shape to the actual mudguard. And looking at the sock liners, the black is correct on both. They match, and so is the shape. So let's have a look at the hourglasses on the rear. There we go. And one thing I can tell off the bat on the replication here on the right, it's a darker red tone on the whole shoe. Left here on the authentic, it's obviously lighter. Hourglasses are nearly identical. Got more of a peak here going up on the actual authentic, on the actual replication, but that can vary as well on actual authentic pairs. So we'll leave that there. And one thing I do want to do real quick, let's have a look just real quick at the medial here. There we go. Again, similar, but you definitely see the difference in the red color tone from the Rep to the left versus the authentic to the right. And that swoosh hook is different on the replication to the left versus the authentic to the right, which we've already called out. So let's put these bad boys down and we'll have a look at the other shoes real quick here. Here we go. Authentic. Not bad. Authentic's going to be on the left. Then we're going to have the replication here on the right. As you can see, Air Jordan on the left instead of the Wings logo versus the Air Jordan on the right. Again, positioning looks to be right on the Rep. Just, again, you know, the actual text seems to be minor different from the authentic text and so forth. Again, bigger swoosh on the authentic to the left versus the Rep to the right. Really hard stuff to call out on a solo tip. Again, mudguard's bigger on the replication to the right versus the authentic on the left, no question. You obviously can see a difference there in the toe boxes. Let's have a quick look here at the perforated holes again. And this one, they did a better job on the Rep. Straight line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. So is the authentic to the left. Again, same thing, kind of like a blood red, dark red on the Nike Air tag on the tongue versus just kind of like a matte red Nike Air, and slight text difference as well on the replication. Again, sock liners are correct. They did match those up quite well. And let's see here. And same thing here real quick. Yeah, with the shoelaces, thinner on the authentic, thicker on the Rep, and wider. Let's go to the rear here. Again, Rep on the left, authentic on the right. And again, color tone difference. Hourglass again is close. Peak is pretty close to the retail authentic. The black is pretty close as well. Seems to be pretty much identical. I truly believe they mirrored an actual authentic pair to make these, no doubt. They definitely did. Outsole, again, nearly identical, with the authentic being, like I said, just, got a little more spunk to it, a little bit more of a brighter tone red than the flat red here on the replication. So that's kind of that's obviously what's going on with that. Put that there, put that here. Excuse me. And now what we'll do, we'll move forward towards for the internals now. We'll have a look at the actual insoles and so forth, and we'll go ahead and be out of here, guys. Okay, so having a look at the insoles here, here is the authentic. Notice we're always used to seeing that dream cell going across, not this time around. Nice, clean, and pristine, right? Here's the rep. Actually says dream cell. Not as clean. QF8, this one, it's MS12. Let's see here. Maybe that's pertaining to the shoe being a size 12. And again, having a look here. Here's the authentic. Here's the rep. Again, Nike Air. In person, not as good of a quality print job on the actual authentic versus the rep. I mean, you'll just see like a few bumps and stuff on the letters. There you go. Versus it's nice and crisp on the authentic. And let's move forward. So this time around, I actually wanted to show the stitching of the shoe because I do believe it's important, and you're about to see why. So this is the authentic, right? You see how nice aligned the stitching is. Very professional, clean, very sturdy. It gives you the impression that, this shoe was done right, with care, of course, right? And so forth. Now, we're just talking about the look of the stitching here, okay? Now, let's have a look at the replicated footbed. So here is the replicated footbed. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Looking at the stitching, if I would have showed you this first, it might have looked like, oh, wow, it's pretty clean, not bad. But as you can see, the stitching, it's, not congruent with one another, going all around the actual bottom of the shoe there. And they're in different directions as well. As you see, these are going straight up. Those are completely slanted. And then go straight up again to slanted. Doesn't mean the shoe's going to fall apart. Doesn't mean it's a poor, durability, type of durability to the shoe. But again, those little things that matter, Now, am I going to say every authentic Nike shoe in the world never looked like this type of stitching? I'm not going to sit here and say that. But again, this is just an authentication technique. This is something that just will allow you to raise your eyebrow if you're hesitant to obtain this in the secondary market. All right, guys, so thanks for hanging out with your boy. Thanks for sticking it out, watching this, seeing some authentication techniques on these shoes so nobody gets scammed out there. And we're going to leave it at that. And anything you guys saw that I didn't see, please let me know in the comments below. I'd greatly appreciate it. And y'all know what it is. We out.